Hi. I know I read something that said when you go live to just start talking and don't do the thing where you wait for people to get on. But I've just never been able to do that, and I don't know if anybody will get on because I did not schedule anything. I look as tired as I feel, and this camera, the mirror image on it, I don't know how to fix the settings, but wow, I feel so backwards. I don't know how to explain it. Uh-oh, my internet connection's unstable. Who's on with me? All viewers. Say hi to me. Say hi to me if you're here. I feel like I feel like my head looks crooked and my eye looks lazy, and I'm not really sure why, but this mirror image trips me out. So bear with me, but I just wanted to get in here and check in with you guys. This one was for paid subscribers only, so if you're here, you either um, purchased a subscription to the Daily Bailey, or I may have gifted you one. This is really bad lighting for me and really bad um, angles, but I'm gonna just go with the flow here. So crazy looking. Um, it's been a long weekend. It's been a long couple weeks. It's been a long couple weeks of just change. And figuring out just what comes next in my life as I take each step forward. Um, I just said on my way up the stairs to come on here and go live because I was like, oh, I didn't schedule a live. I might go live. I probably should go live because, like, I need to be consistent and be on here and do as I say. And I said on my way up the stairs, though, I'm like, it's Sunday. Like, and I said, I don't know how I just built this life for myself. And here we are. And like, I've tried to shy away from it 1,000 times. I've tried to do something else, live a different life, take a different path, just resist what I have come to accept is just for me. Um, which is a front facing life in many ways. I've been given a weird story. Like I was telling a new friend recently about my story, and I was just like some of the plot points and just some of the things that I had done and people I met and side stories and side quests. And oh, I did this for a couple years and I met this person and that person. It was just crazy to hear myself say. And I just feel like I've lived a million lives, and I feel like I've tried to do a million things other than lean into what it means to just be Crystal Bailey. But as I've sought truth and healing and a sense of self over the years, it just leads me back here every single time. Every single time I try to do something else, I'm going to go work in promotional product sales. I'm going to go work in hard money loan sales. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go get a job. I literally applied for a customer service job last year, like maybe a year or so ago, and at a car insurance company because I was like, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to live like a regular life and do these things that grown-ups do. And I didn't get hired. I went through like 5 interviews and didn't get hired. And I was like, well, I know I can do customer service, so it just, must not be for me. And then life took other paths, and I got a car accident, and life. Uh-oh, am I still here? Still here. Life changed, and when life changes and asks you what you really want, what you really want to be doing with your time and your energy and your hands and your brain and your heart, because that's what challenging times will do. And when I had a concussion and I was laying in the bed for like 6 weeks and more like 4 weeks, but like I still am recovering. I still am not 100%. But um those first few weeks when I was really, really, really scared that I like wasn't going to get my brain back, um, and I was just laid up in the bed and I was just crying and crying and crying, but then crying made my head hurt and trying to like just console myself and be okay. I was so scared that I wasn't going to be able to write and that I still had books in me and that I still had things that I wanted to do. And I feel like that's how you know. That's how you know, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my purpose here. Like, when life puts you in a corner and is like, listen, what do you want? And you're like, I want to do this. I want to write. I want to create things with my hands. Um, and if you let me be okay, that's what I'll do with my time. Then it's like you kind of owe it back to life when life, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, gives you that chance to do it again, another at bat. So I just really felt in that time like I was like, I gotta write these books. I have to. And I locked in last summer. I went to and still like barely healed from this concussion. It was like 2 months in, and I was like barely coming back to life. But drove my brand new electric car that I had to find a place to charge, um, up to North Jersey to go to a book talk where I was like, I'm just gonna go for this. And I just learned so much along the way and studied and read books and talked to people and read blogs and figured out like what do you need to do to put yourself in the big league, so to speak, to get yourself an agent. And as I did what I learned I had to do, um, I was asking for continued clarity that I was doing the right thing because I've climbed the wrong ladder for me, a ladder not for me before, and I can climb a ladder. I can do a lot of things when I set my mind to it because I'm mildly obsessive and I have some time to do it. And I'm very blessed and thankful for the journey and the skills and the network to be able to do cool things. So when I go down the rabbit hole of something, um, these days I just really try to pace myself a little bit more because I'm really good for getting like 10 steps ahead of myself. So as I was doing these things and researching and um, preparing, pulling on everything I knew because I've studied a lot of business, a lot of marketing, sales, personal branding. I've written 1,000 different types of things. Like I've put in the 10,000 hours. Like it's not a question of if I can write. It's a matter of if I'm writing the right thing and making sure that I am writing the right thing. So you know, life kind of changed things up on me, took me a different step. I thought I was writing a memoir, I thought I was querying agents, and as I was seeking more and more and more clarity, I just realized that I wasn't. I was writing something different. As I was sharing it with people and I was having conversations around it and life was showing me the answers to the questions I was asking, I just realized like it's more than you thought it was, and it's not a memoir, and it's not my story. It's not my story. It very much still is my story. And the people that I've had pre-reading it have expressed that it feels like having coffee with a friend, which is very much what I want to see happen. So I'm going to be sharing another chapter in the hug zone or whatever. Where I don't know. I think it sounded cute, and now I got to stick with it. Hug zone works, right? Um, So I'm going to be sharing another chapter from the book in there. If you guys want to print it out, take a look. I don't have hard copies yet. I will have hard copies hopefully by the beginning to mid-April. And I would love to share with you guys. I'll send you guys signed copies. You guys can pay for shipping, and I'll send you signed copies once I get my hands on wholesale ones. So, but I'm not there yet. So right now I'm getting ready for this expo, which I have to be super prepared for, which is why I'm not prepared for this because I've been prepared for that because I've been studying and watching TED Talks and taking notes and deciding what my speech is going to be. I'm going to be speaking at the South Jersey Women's Health and Wellness Expo, which is kind of full circle for me to be speaking at an event like that about what I'm speaking about because health and wellness to me used to mean something a lot different. And maybe this is my speech as I'm saying this out loud. Health and wellness to me used to mean something a lot different than it does today. So health and wellness at a point in my life when I started sharing publicly was about weight loss and being skinny and um, obsessively fit and working out and I had, there were blogs that I wrote and posts that I wrote in my early 20s about how I can't believe I only lost point two of a pound, whatever. Or I gained 0.2 pounds, and really obsessive shit. Or how I had eaten a lot the day before and had to burn 1,000 calories in the gym. Just shit like that. That was just really obsessive. And if you know my story at all, you know I got really, really, really skinny and hit a really, really, really weird, a different weird time in my life. I read something that said artists are in a constant. I mean, I've said this my whole life because I feel like I've always been in a constant like midlife crisis, but apparently it's not me. Apparently it's artist brains that are in a constant midlife crisis. But at another weird time in my life, I had lost a lot of weight and I was really unhealthy mentally and really obsessed with food and really obsessed with weight loss and what I looked like and who I was online and all these things. And to be here still online, but talking about health and wellness in a different way, in a self-love way, which is something I've studied because as I found myself crying over food while I wore size 2 jeans in 2012, I decided I was going to set out on a different path. Figure out that wasn't self-love. That wasn't healthy. I knew that. So like what else could healthy mean to me? And it's been lifetimes since then. And my self-love quest um began there in many ways. I am enough tattooed on my arm, trust the journey, these reminders to myself. But it really, really took new heights over the past like 5 years, I would say. And I spent some time alone. I spent some time alone in my teenage bedroom, healing some really deep shit over the past 5 years. I spent a lot of time in my grief, a lot of time with myself. As I mentioned, a lot of time recovering from a car accident that I was in, a lot of changes in my life, in my marriage, and my family. Lost my brother-in-law, lost my stepfather. Just a lot of changes over the past 5 years that have really, 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 really transformed how I see life and how I see myself and how I see myself in all of it. And it's really given me time to take a closer look at who I am, who I say I am, who I want to be, how I want to show up, what's important to me now. Because what was important to me in 2011 when I started my blog Skinny Jeans Dreams, not to say is not important. My daughter's still very important. My family, my life, my happiness is still important, but a million years have passed since then. And now I am looking down the line at turning 40 next November, and my whole life has changed. My kids are almost grown, which is weird. Like, you just don't ever realize you're going to be on that side of the story. And they're not grown yet. They're still 15 and a half, and 11, but they're not babies. So, it's all coming really full circle. And as I figure it all out, and as I have these speaking opportunities, I am excited to um, share in a new way about what health and wellness means to me now, having studied these things, having studied myself, having taken a back seat, figured some things out, and to be speaking at a health and wellness expo from this point of view is really, really encouraging to me in a really meaningful way. So I am excited to be sharing about my new book, Me Shaped Love. Um, I designed this cover and I'm kind of obsessed with it. Someone said I should make it in like a shape of a heart. So I might try to squeeze the letters into a shape of a heart somehow, but I just really love it. I'm gonna screenshot this, so bear with me. Ready? um, no, I just love it. And I love what's in it. And I've been sharing it with some people and I feel really encouraged by the feedback on it. So I'm going to be sharing that at not that. you're gonna be able to get a chapter download soon. I'm working on some things. So at the expo, I am planning to have um, you can sign up and download like the intro and first chapter. Um, I'm not gonna rush the actual print being ready. It's not ready quite yet because I still need feedback. If you're watching this and you want to read it in entirety and give me feedback, I would love that. Um, I really want to make sure it's right because once it's out in the world, it's out in the world, and I think it could be the vehicle that really takes this all to new heights and makes it all not, you know, it makes it all worth something for me. In a way that makes me feel, mm, I don't know the feeling, but it makes me feel purposeful. Purposeful. It makes me feel purposeful. It makes me feel like everything, all these weird little lives that I've lived, and it's been a weird little life. Like it's been a very weird little life, and I can only say that in retrospect. But that it hasn't all been for nothing, and that trusting myself to pivot every time I did, and to do something different every time I did, and to make this turn and that turn, this turn and that turn, led me here. And this is where I need to be. And where I am is that I'm getting ready to speak on stage at a women's expo for 2 days. And I really, really need to be prepared. So I've been watching TED Talks. My note cards are not my speech yet. And I have some ideas for my speech, but my note cards are just the notes that I took about storytelling on the TED Talks that I was watching about public speaking. So one was about telling like this the story arc. It's not really an arc, it's more of like a up and down. So it starts out with like what is, and then there's like this amplified gap, and then you're talking about what could be, and then you're going back down to what is, and then you're going back up to what could be, and you're kind of setting um the stage for like you're implanting your idea in your audience by going back to their reality and then going back up to what could be with given your idea, and which ultimately ending with a new bliss, which is poetic and dramatic, which I can't wait to figure out what that means for me. So, um, yeah, I learned a lot. I mean, I'm not going to read all of these to you. I like this one. This one it said, it was like the key to making, I don't know the title, but it was like the key to a good public speech or something. And he used the word hail. So H is honesty, be clear and straight. A is authenticity, be yourself. I is integrity, be your word. And L is love, wish them well. And he was talking about talking to your audience and connecting with your audience. That doesn't seem like it's going to be an issue. As long as I'm not full of anxiety, which I've practiced enough to be all right, I think, um, should be all right. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I don't know. All these are kind of. I like this girl. She talked about how she tells stories in 60 seconds on social media. And so she's like, you ask your audience a shocking question. I can't see which way I am. Then you take the journey you add the conflict to the journey. And then you basically are getting to a satisfying answer, but you're adding tension and uncertainty in between. And she was talking about 60-second videos that she was doing and how she I never saw it before, but apparently a viral video about how she was like, is fast food, can they make a burger? I don't know. Is fast food really fast or something? And she was like making a burger in her car while her mom drove her through the drive-through, and she was seeing if she could um, make a burger, and that's what's on social media these days. So, but that's besides the point. But I learned a lot. I watched like 5 different videos, and I feel like I'm getting my thoughts together on what the speech is going to be. And I'll probably jump on here at some point and practice it because even though it's only me, and I don't know if the one eyeball is just me or if there's someone else on here with me, but this has been good practice for me, and I will send it out to you guys. So hopefully you can give me some feedback because I always feel like I'm talking to myself. Comments and messages go a long way. I'm here by myself in my little office. Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay. Anyway, happy Sunday. And yeah, I'm going to send out another chapter and I want your feedback. And if you want to pre-read the book in entirety and offer me feedback that I can apply like now, that'd be awesome. I do think I'm going to add another chapter because I had a thought today. I had a thought today that I actually might start this speech with at the expo, but the thought was, if you're going to fall in love with anyone's potential, make it your own. So on that note, I'll see you guys next time.